Hello, my friends. I want to tell you about the story of the Killdozer of Granby, Colorado. This is a real story that happened roughly 17 years ago in 2004. There's this guy named Marvin Heemeyer. He's worked hard his entire life, built his own business, a muffler shop kind of outside of town. The government establishes that they're going to build this concrete factory across from his muffler shop. And the problem with this is that this concrete factory is going to block off the only access road to get to his shop, therefore making it impossible for any traffic to his shop, right? Horrible. Marvin goes to the city government. He petitions this. He says this is unreasonable. This will literally cut off all business to my shop. And he does this to no avail. They don't listen to him. So he also offers to pay his own money and get the heavy machinery to create a new access road that would allow customers and traffic to make their way to his business. And the government once again says no. And he even went out of his way to buy a bulldozer for this purpose. So as luck would have it, the government goes ahead and they build out this concrete factory across from his shop. And sure enough, this pretty much ruins his livelihood. It ruins his business, everything that he's worked for. And in addition to that, with the concrete factory being built, it also pretty much disconnected his business from all utilities and sewage lines. So his toilets and water don't even work at the muffler shop. So the city government actually goes ahead and fines Marvin for this. It's just like rubbing salt in the wound, my friends. Now, he could have abandoned it there, kind of given up on life and maybe moved on. But, I mean, they really wronged a man who had done something, really nothing wrong, but, run his business. And the government just said, we don't like you here. We're going to put this factory up. So Marvin spends the next year with that bulldozer that he had purchased. And he is putting like 3 foot thick, like slabs of steel on it, concrete barriers. He loads it with camera systems that are surrounded by bulletproof glass. He makes this, not even a tank, it's like an impenetrable fortress out of this bulldozer. And on June 4th of 2004, he goes out and he decides it is time to take his last stand. Marvin climbs into the bulldozer, essentially entombing himself in it, and he proceeds to roll that thing through that concrete factory, just taking it out, and he ends up rolling through 13 other buildings that are tied to the government officials that had wronged him, including the city council building of Granby, Colorado as well. Now, a SWAT team is called in, but they quickly realize that small gunfire is not going to stop this thing. Even explosives that they're trying to mount next to the Killdozer can't stop it. This thing is unstoppable. They even bring in a heavy piece of machinery itself to attempt to fight the Killdozer, and the Killdozer prevails. This goes on for hours, my friends. Marvin's just, a very disgruntled, angry man that was wronged by the government, depending on how you want to look on it. And he's just destroying government buildings, in a fit of anger. And eventually he becomes stuck in one of those buildings. And ultimately Marvin decides at that point to take his own life. And so ended the life that he'd worked so hard to build into something productive, but was ultimately destroyed by absurd policies of an incompetent local government. Pretty crazy stuff, my friends. Now, I don't know if you would view this guy as a hero or a villain. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. In some ways, I think it's understandable that this man was really pushed to the edge of his limits. But I guess that doesn't necessarily justify him going out and destroying public property to some extent. So, hey, it's always good to talk to you guys. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button to see more videos like this. I will talk to you guys again very soon, very likely next week. I've been doing one video a week, but maybe we'll do a little bit more than that. Let me know what you think either way. As always, my friends, adios amigos.